Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Okay, so I will share with you the week 10 slides, and the topic for the week 10 is cybersecurity in e-business. Okay, so when we talk about cybersecurity, it is something that will relate with the network, the internet, of how we access the internet. So as you know that there will be some issues such as cyber attack, hacking, stealing of the information. So this is relate, related with cybersecurity because we define cybersecurity as the protection of e-commerce assets from unauthorized access, unauthorized use, alterations, or destruction of data. So this is how we manage the risk, which is uh, we refer as a security risk. So in e-commerce, it can be a result of human error and incidents or unauthorized access to systems. For example, in the e-commerce, the online retailers are most likely to face credit card fraud or data errors. So this, so we need a cyber security to ensure that uh, we can manage all these security risks. Okay, so the question is why we need cyber security in e-commerce. So in this slide, you can see that there are four reasons why we need cybersecurity. First is to protect customer data and payments. So all the informations about the customer data and, for example, banking information should have a protection and to ensure that it is safe from any theft. Second, to prevent the fraud and the chargebacks. Because, yeah, if something happened like a fake orders or someone steal the money from the bank account, or it is someone get a fraud checks, for example, then cybersecurity will manage to ensure that this incident will not happen. Third, to keep the store online and honest. So you have to ensure that your website will not be hacked or um, being attacked by the virus. So it still can uh, use and the customer will trust your website. And four, to maintain trust and meet the law. This is very important because you have to ensure that customer trust to use your website and they know that your websites comply with all the rules. And this is also to ensure that the customer will not submit a lawsuit for your website, because if the if they find that you not comply or you abuse the law, the privacy law, for example, you have to pay the fines. So this all the four main reason why the e-commerce need a cyber security. Now we look at the dimensions or elements of security in e-business. There are six dimensions here because it is need to ensure that the e-payments or any online transaction is safe and secure. First is confidentiality. So in any process of e-commerce transaction, it has to be ensured that only authorized people can see the data. It cannot be exposed to public or being intercepted in the transaction. Second is it is about integrity, meaning that there's no tampering or accidental changes on the data when it's received um, uh, to the customer. Third is availability, meaning that the customer can reach all the transaction within the time frame. Four is authenticity. So for any online access or online transaction to be successful or granted, there is a step of verification. For example, the customer will use the PIN number or OTP to grant the transaction before it complete. Four is non-repudiation, meaning that no one can deny sending an order of payment or receiving it, because for every transaction there will be a lock. There will save all the information uh, in the system, and it can be accessed to know or to retrieve the information about the payment. And fifth is encryption, as you learn in in week 9 uh, about the cryptograph. Okay, so encryption is one of the techniques that used in cryptography. Okay, to ensure that the information that sent will be secret and will be sent in a secret that no one can access the message. Only the receiver that has a encryption key or password to open the message. And then the last is about the auditability, meaning that action are logged with clear trails so compliance and integrity can be independently checked. So it can be audited because for every transaction there will be a log system that keep all the information about the transaction. Okay, then this is about the elements of cybersecurity. Okay, so in cybersecurity, uh, uh, it have six elements which start with application security. It is about the design, build, and maintain the software. For example, software for antivirus. So it is advisable for you when you have a PC or laptop, you install the antivirus software because it will prevent any virus to attack uh, your devices. And second is information security. It is about protect the organizational and customer data wherever it lives or moves. Okay, so this is about the protection. For example, access control, encryptions. So these are the techniques how you can manage the information security. So it's about the security when the transaction happened. And the third is disaster recovery and continuity. So it is about prevention. Okay, prevention means that to reduce risk of a breach or the malware. For example, using backup. Okay, you back up your files, so it will prevent it if something happen. If your data lost, then you have backup to access again the same files. Recovery meaning that uh, if something happened, you can recover. Okay, you can recover the data again. So there will be some techniques that you can use to do the recovery. Four is the network security. So this is more towards the network, the internet. Okay, that so one of the the common example um, techniques used for network security is using the firewall. Fifth, the end user security is about the awareness and policy. So this is not about the technology or technique or hardware or software, but it is about the how we instill the awareness and how we manage the policy. So it's towards the people, okay, that involved with the e-commerce, for example, the owner, the customer. So, for example, uh, the people that use the e-commerce should be um, guided to know how to create a strong password. Okay, um, and then give them some information about uh, cybersecurity attacks such as phishing and how they can control uh, when there is when it's happened. Maybe there's a need of some practical training towards the people, and then the policy. Yeah, the policy also has to be clearly stated, okay, to ensure that there is end user security. And last is operational security. Is make sure people, process, and technology work together. For example, uh, techniques for the operational security such as risk management, um, change management. So this is how you manage the operations of the e-commerce. Now we look at the e-commerce security threats. So this is the what I mentioned as a attack, okay, a cyber attacks. So this is the the elements that will create a cyber attacks, which we define as security threats. Okay, security threats. For example, financial fraud because of the weak authentication. Um, for example, rely only on pins or password actually doesn't show proof who's behind a transaction. Because in some cases, if someone steals those password or pins, they can authorize weapons and take money, but they actually don't. The authorized. They don't have the authorized access, but they still the information. So this is we categorize as weak authentication. So this will be one of the security threats that will happen to the user. Second is phishing. It's about a cyber criminal post as trusted brand in mass emails or direct message. Or now we have social media. So there are a lot of phishing that this happen when the when when the hackers try to trick people into revealing the logins and passwords via fake websites. For example, the one of the bank. Um, I took a case in Malaysia. We have Maybank to you as a bank, but uh, the hackers create a fake website that exactly like the valid website, and and it trick people to go to the fake website and enter their username and password. So when the user or the customer did that, the hackers can access their username and password. So this is the kind of we call as phishing. Okay, and third is spam. It's about unsolicited emails or messages floods in your inbox. And now we have social media, okay, with links. Why this is a secondary threat? Because it can slow your website. It can slow your access to the internet because is sometimes spam actually carry a virus, okay, in the email that they send. Okay, four is bots. Bots is automated programs crawl and interact with sites. Yeah, there be a good bots. It's used for the good purpose to index the pages, but the threat is on the bad bots. Okay, it can manipulate the information in the website. And then we have DDoS attacks. DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service, floods a site or apps with traffic until it crashes or become unusable, disrupting the operation and cutting into revenue. It is like a virus that attacks your website to prevent you to use the website, and actually it will appear the message says denial of service, but this is not uh, this is just a virus, just an attack. It's a threat for the system. Then six is brute force attacks. Attackers try countless password combination until one works. So that is why you need to create a strong password, because short or simple passwords are easiest for the attackers or the hackers to crack your password. And seven is SQL injection. Hackers slip malicious SQL commands into forms or URLs so the website database runs them. So this is the way how they distill information from the website. Uh, but this is the hackers that is very experts in programming, that they can write a program, a hidden program that work to steal all the information. Eight is cross-site scripting. It actually is a similar with this SQL injection. It's also used the program which an attacker injects the harmful script into the page. So when the user opens that page, the script runs in the browser and can steal data. So the purpose is also to steal the data. And nine is Trojan horses. This is more the mal the this is more like a software. Okay, the malware disguised as legitimate software. Once installed, it can still catch details, send data to attackers, crash the computer, or hijack its resources. So this kind of virus, which is a software with and we refer it as a malware. It's not a good software. Okay, it's a threat software. So we call it a Trojan horses. And 10 is man in the middle. An eavesdropper intercept traffic between a customer and a site, often on insecure Wi-Fi, so they can read or tamper with sensitive information. So I would like to refer to the case in airports. In airport, you can access free Wi-Fi, and unfortunately, even though it's free, but it's the drawback is it is insecure. It's not secure. If you use it for something that um, for example, you use the free Wi-Fi to do online transfer, then somebody can steal the information because it's not secure. Sorry. Okay, so to ensure that the cyber security threats can be managed, this is the major security measures that we can take as a protection. Okay. First is encryptions. Protect data while it being sent or stored. So you already learned this in a week 9. Okay. Digital signatures prove who sent the data and that it wasn't changed. The sender signs with private key, for example, the password or OTP or PIN numbers. So anyone can verify the signature with the sender's public key. So you need to use the digital signatures with your own password, okay, to to do any online transaction. And then security certificates, digital certificates, sometimes called digital certificate, verified digital IDs issued by trusted authorities. They confirm the site user identity and help set up an encrypted connection. So there's a protocol, okay, to ensure that the website have security certificates to use by the customer. So how to solve, what is the solution for the e-commerce security? By using HTTPS with SSL TLS certificates. Okay, so you have to ensure when you access the website, the URL start with HTTPS. Any website without HTTPS, maybe only HTTP, is not secure. Okay, is that there is no certificates of protocol that ensure that it is secure. Second is anti-malware protection. You have to install antivirus or sometimes call it anti-malware on servers to detect, quarantine, and remove viruses, worms, and trojans. Third, harden the server and admin panel. So this is the first step. Okay, um, use a strong, unique password, restrict the roles and permission. So there are several techniques that uh, the user can ensure for the solution. Then use a secure payment gateway. Okay, don't store the raw card data. Okay, um, using a secure payment gateway such as Stripe, PayPal, or there's a technique 3D secure, so it will help to reduce any fraud. And then firewalls. So this is focuses on the network itself. Deploy a network firewall and web application firewall to filter traffic, block common attacks, and yeah. So this is how uh, the solution. Okay, that the owner and user e-commerce to consider to take into consideration, okay, to ensure there's a security in any transaction. So here you see that there is a security protocols, okay, such as a secure sockets layer. It's a widely used protocol for protecting web traffic. It delivers authentication, encryption, integrity, and non-repudiation. Uh, for example, when it pair with digital signatures. And one of the example for website, as I mentioned, uh, the use of HTTPS instead of HTTP for the URL. Okay. Then there is also a H protocol, which is Secure Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's extends standard HTTP by adding a public key encryption, authentication, and digital signatures. Okay, so this is the protocol, which is refer to the program that will that will support the security. Okay, secure electronic card payments use SET, okay, secure electronic transaction. So for SCT, there are several components such as a cardholder digital wallet, which is a refer to the application or interface that let customer pay securely. Merchant software, tools for the store to communicate safely with customer and the bank payment systems. It's a tools, a payment gateway server, a routes and authorized payments automatically and handles merchant certificate requests and certificate authority software used by financial institutions to issue and manage digital certificates for cardholders and merchants so both sides can be verified. So this is the component in secure electronic transaction, and it is a when we talk about secure electronic transaction, it's related with secure electronic card payments. So if you realize that when you have a MasterCard or Visa and use it for payments, it use SET. Okay, without the using of this protocol, you cannot be sure that it is safe for the online payment. Okay, that's all for week 10 slides, and I hope you enjoy the new information about the cybersecurity. Even though it's a bit technical, but I hope that you can understand. Thank you. Bye, everyone.